Beautiful Monticello Motor Club was the site of the 7th round of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra in the series debut at this exquisite facility. Beautifully landscaped, but a ribbon of asphalt that produced some incredibly close racing throughout the field. Not just intense, but close, like moments like that. Superb racing, and in the end, it was Ben Keating getting his 5th win, but joining him on the podium, LP Montour, and a true celebrity. Will we see the same today? We're about to find out, because this, presented by Pennzoil Ultra, is the SRT Viper Cup. Hi everybody, and welcome back for round 8 of the championship here at Monticello Motor Club. As I said, a beautiful facility. Coming into this race, Ben Keating has the lead, but LP Montour is closed up on Jim Booth for second. Solberger only 1 point back of Mazik in the battle for 4th. This championship is on. Let's get you to the starting lineup. Inverted from the finish of round 7, so Kurt Solberger starts on pole. Mark Montour alongside on the front row. The second row will be the number 3 of Dave Mazik, joined by Ralph Gilles. Then we move to the inside of row number 3, where we'll see the number 8 of Jim Booth, second in the championship. Joining him, the number 52, one of our celebrity drivers, Elliot Forbes Robinson. Then it'll be the 53 of Peter Kloot, our other celebrity driver. And joining him, it will be the man who's 3rd in the championship and closing, LP Montour. Then it will be Ben Keating, the points leader, coming off of his 5th win in the series. The lights will come on, the wheeling lights. When that green flag flies, the grid is clear. It is now clear. I'm Greg Kramer, joined once again by Tom Drewer, prototype sports racer champion, driver, coach, and analyst. Once again, for this call of the championship, watch for the lights to go out. We are racing for round 8, and a beautiful start up front, much like he had in round 7. Again by Kurt Solberger, but look at this move, big move, and Solberger almost looks like he may have missed a gear, and Mark Montour, Tom, rockets into the lead.
Absolutely amazing start. The car's going from left to right and back again, and we're into the first corner.
Oh, and that chicane, so easy to overheat it in terms of pace in. There's a little off-course excursion for you.
Jim Booth. 4 wheels off, unbelievable. And Peter Kloot behind, and LP gets him.
Great move by LP as well, so didn't waste much time on this 8th round of the championship. It is fierce, and LP starting to close up. Big time on Booth. Booth almost into the back bumper of the 84 of Solberger as they accordioned into that corner. This is some amazing stuff. Montour is still leading.
And Keating's been stuck in traffic.
Yeah, he's been absolutely parked by those in front of him, all going side by side, no opportunities. Meanwhile, we hop on board with Ralph Gilles sitting in 2nd place, taking a look down to the inside of Montour. He was a little too far back, but look at that. Montour missed that apex by about 3 feet. You wonder if he's not glancing in his mirrors.
Well, hopefully he's just focusing forward. That's what I always tell my drivers. Just get out in front, and then you've just got to focus on hitting your marks, going down into the corner here. Make sure your down changes are right. Pick your apex point and go.
Well, sometimes the best defense, as they say, is a good offense, and that is just speed. And Montour doing a nice job right now. That came out of that turn. Gilles did not get that great of a run on him. Now Gilles looking to the inside again, feints to the inside, trying to rattle him, then pops out. And again, look at the 2 very different lines, Tom.
The pressure pushing Montour offline, but Gilles had to give it up.
It just couldn't quite take advantage of it. The problem is, look at Mazik all over the back of Gilles right now, and the rest of the field still in the mix. Very, very close at this point. This is one of the fun things with the inverted grid, which really allows drivers a couple of different opportunities, not just to have some fun coming through the pack for the fast guys, but to learn to race.
This is where you learn great racecraft. Look at Solberger having a look.
Down to the inside. And there's contact, and that's Mazik. Mazik not able to save it. Look at the rearview mirror, the big wobble. He is off. Now, sometimes you learn lessons the hard way, and that was indeed the case. So Solberger now, that messed up his momentum. He's getting freight trained as well.
On board with LP, he's up to 3rd, and look in front. Gilles with a run.
Gilles with a run, and look at behind in the mirror, that is Booth, and he touches Solberger as they both went for the same piece of real estate. They all saved it, And look at the run LP got as he closed up on the back of Gilles, as Gilles is trying to make that pass. Boy, this is some great intense racing, and it is for the lead.
This will be interesting going into the hairpin. Gilles on the inside, will he outbrake him? No! Oh, they nearly touch again!
And with Gilles trying to get that inside line, it may have compromised his exit. Marc Montour drives away, but no LP Montour in his mirror. He's alongside. He may be by him, going after his dad for the lead. The family Von Montour going after it here. Boy, look at LP working that outside line. I think he's finally going to be able to close the deal. He does, and Tom, look at him go right by Dad.
Unbelievable, around the outside, and Gilles is going to follow suit. Can he get it done into the final corner here? Yes, yes, no.
It's changing that frequently, and look who's got the best seat in the house, the McDonald's Viper of Jim Booth, watching it all. Now he's going to follow Ralph Gilles through like a blocking back. Boy, some amazing action, only 2 laps in. LP Montour in front of Ralph Gilles, Jim Booth, Marc Montour, and in 5th, Peter Kloot. Wow. An intense 8th round of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra underway here at the Monticello Motor Club. Monticello, New York, just about 100 miles north and a little west of New York City. And we are seeing some fantastic battling in so many places on this track. LP Montour out front, Ralph Gilles in second, and whoa, look at that right there. A big, big move. That was the 53 of Peter Kloot. He's got points leader Ben Keating behind him, and he is in a... Oh, Dave Mazik pulled off to the right side of the track. See if we can figure out what happened here, Tom.
Oh, it looks like he gets a big helping hand from Solberger and then overcorrects on the marbles.
And it snapped him off into the grass. You saw him grab a gear and continue fairly quickly, so he's going to be able to rejoin, but then he had to pull off and park. Meanwhile, back to this compelling battle for the 4th spot. And Kloot just got a great run out of the turn, trying to get around Marc Montour. That got Montour offline. He really had to pinch it to not run off the track, and I think he's just let Ben Keating through as well. He has. Keating now 5th, and he's going to go for the double, trying to make the move on Kloot. They're side by side again, Tom.
This corner is just providing so much action this weekend. Unreal racing here. Kloot's still in front, coming down into the left-hander. Can Keating do anything about it?
Tell you, watching some awfully impressive driving from this man, Mr. Kloot. And he's got, as I said, the points leader, the winningest driver in the history of this championship all over the back of him. And he is not going quietly. You got to give some serious kudos to the drive that he is putting on here. And you know, taking this type of racing to an even more intense level is the return of the Viper with SRT Motorsports to the American Le Mans Series. With more on that, we checked in with Ralph Gilles.
I've been at Chrysler about 20 years right now, and I've been involved with the Viper programs off and on throughout the years. But this last generation, it was exciting to be there right from the beginning and really help spearhead the whole program, which was really something that we was kind of given up for dead. And to bring it back to life and have it become a reality is really exciting. The GTSR program is really something, you know, it's not foreign to us to compete at this level of racing. We did it back in the mid-90s with great success. So we're back after an 11-year hiatus. I believe it's a great form of marketing. To get that car in front of an audience that is used to some of the best brands in the world, you know, the best cars in the world. But at the same time, it validates our name. We're called Street and Racing Technology. If you don't race, you shouldn't have that in your name. So I'm a big believer that we have to back up what we preach. The car is so far so good. It's very sound. It's a great platform. And it'll come to us. I think the team is motivated to do that, so we're hoping to find success shortly in LMS racing. Production will be in the 4th quarter of this year, and hopefully deliveries will start just in time for Christmas, if not at the very beginning of next year.
I think Santa's going to get inundated with specific requests. I know one's coming for me. I know what I want for Christmas right now. I had the pleasure of being at Mid-Ohio, seeing the debut of those cars, the return to the American Le Mans Series. One, so great to hear the sound of that V10 back in the championship. And you know, when Ralph talked about they had success, a couple of championships, lots of race wins, and racing on a world stage and winning at Le Mans as well. It's long overdue. We're so excited about it, and it's fantastic, Tom.
Interestingly enough, one of their champions, Tommy Archer, here this weekend, he put a few laps in Dave Mazak's car in practice.
Well, nobody better to sort a Viper, you would think, for sure. Meanwhile, let's get on board in this race. Elliott Forbes Robinson taking the run on Solberger down to the inside. See if he makes it stick. Looks good so far. Solberger trying to take it in deep. Not quite going to be able to make it well, or is he? Boy, he rode the outside groove there pretty well. Now he loses it because obviously that tightened up his radius, Tom.
Yeah, you're on the inside there, but if you don't make the move, you just get caught out to dry. And all these corners here, so important to be online. As you come out wide, if you're still putting lock in the wheel, you're going to run out of room, and that's what happens.
Yeah, absolutely, and it can cost you momentum. Even with these big, powerful V10s, momentum relative to the other cars is everything. You lose it, you're cooked. And looking at Jim Booth, speaking of cooked, the McDonald's Viper sitting a very solid third. And as you see, LP Montour, though, with the lead. Gilles in second, Booth, then Clute, then Ben Keating making his way into the top 5. The art of motor racing from the eyes of the cameraman. Well shot. It is the 8th round of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra at the magnificent Monticello Motor Club. And we've got a good one going on. We've seen the battling behind Jim Booth for 4th, but the battle at the front is heating up, and it's because Ralph Gilles is closing in on LP Montour. He has eaten into his gap a big chunk, and now it is nose to tail, Tom.
Look how relaxed he is in that car. One hand on the wheel, one hand on the gear stick. He's at home in these Vipers, and he's getting close again.
Boy, taking a look here, that got LP a little bit offline, tightened up his entry to the next corner, and Gilles driving a beautiful arc through the turn. On board now, there's the view with LP, also quite relaxed in the car. This is two talented drivers going at it.
And Gilles having another look here on the inside. LP's left the door open. Oh, it's close.
That was incredibly close. LP, though, able to close the door eventually, and Ralph Gilles backing out of it just a little bit. But you know he's going to come at him again once they get through that sort of almost a triple apex corner. And Gilles closing it up one more time. LP, he's looking in those mirrors, just trying to find those lines.
Have a look at these cars. They've got them on the absolute edge. LP, all sorts of attitude on that car around the sweeper.
One of the things you're talking about, the sweeper, a lot of these corners, long duration corners, you've got to manage your tires, even though these are relatively short races with these powerful cars.
These corners just don't end all the time. You're wanting to squeeze that power on more and more, but you just have to be patient. Really important around here. A lot of corners that you have to sacrifice as well to make sure that you get the exit clean coming out onto the straightaway like here.
So the old slow in, fast out theory is well at play here, and we're watching one of the legends now as we're on board with EFR, Elliott Forbes Robinson, one of our 2 celebrity drivers. And keep in mind, obviously, the inverted grid and the like, he's finding himself in the midst of some furious battling once again. And there's Ben Keating, who, remember, started dead last. Oh, and Keating way too hot into the chicane and loses it.
Strange for Keating to make a mistake like that. I wonder if he's got a problem.
Well, he gathers it back up and starts driving, but seems to be fairly well. Now he gets on the throttle and starts to drive away. We'll see if there's anything untoward we can see at this point. Looks pretty solid. Another look at it from onboard.
He already looks offline, and then the car just turns in early. The rear just snaps away from him.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on him. And another thing that we want to keep an eye on is a very special charity partner for this series, the National Breast Cancer Coalition. And as we're about to learn from Fran Visco, their approach to the solution is awareness and commitment.
We've had a number of accomplishments as an organization over the past 20 years, but we really haven't seen real success because this year alone, 40,000 women in this country will die of breast cancer and about 500 men. 500,000 women worldwide. So that is not success. And we became frustrated by the pace of progress, and we said we need to set a deadline. We need to focus everyone on the goal of ending breast cancer, and we can do it by January 2020. So Chrysler Group, SRT, Motorsports, and Viper Cup stepped up, and they were the first company to be visible supporters of the Deadline campaign and to contribute to the Deadline campaign. And to see our logo on the side of race cars and to have this collaboration with them has been immensely important to the work that we do. And it's allowing us to really move forward toward that deadline.
We actually did a lot of research, and we were looking for a high-performance foundation, somebody that would really take as much of the donation as possible and turn it back to the cause. And that was actually one of the governing factors. Is Francis does such a good job with the organization that most of all the money they collect goes right back into the process of finding a cure by 2020. So that's really what drew us to them, and we're much attracted to the high-performance nature of our foundation.
Well, that's a very special synergy between that charity, the company, this series. It all works very, very well, and there is no more worthy cause out there, so very proud to be a part of that. But Tom, we're getting back to the action on the track. EFR on the move.
Up to 5th place and already pulling away from Marc Montour.
Yeah, he is fun to watch when he's in the office, to be sure, and just getting familiar with these cars. And I'll tell you, this is a roller coaster ride around this track. It is fun, and as you said, boy, it didn't take long once he got around Marc, be able to stretch that out just a little bit.
Marc is really falling back now into the clutches of Solberger. Meanwhile, Keating back on track, looking to be running strong. Oh no, something's gone wrong. There must be a problem here.
Oh yeah, he just couldn't keep it on the surface at all, pushed wide. Here comes EFR, see in the rearview mirror. Well, not quite. Keating able to fend him off once again, but honestly, Tom, that car looks like it's a handful. I wonder if maybe that off-course excursion didn't cut a tire or was maybe caused by a cut tire.
I think that front right looks like it's running low.
Well, maybe that's the cause. Meanwhile, it's LP Montour leading. Is he on track for his first ever win? Ralph Schill's second, Booth, Peter Kloot, and EFR. Even the gates at this facility are impressive. It's the Monticello Motor Club, the 8th round of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra, closing in on the final couple of laps. And this is just flat a big event for this facility.
In fact, I've just been told by Ari Strauss, the president and CEO, this is the biggest ever event in their history. Over 80 competition cars throughout the SRT Viper Cup, US GT Championship and Wheel and US Time Trial Championship, and plenty of great looking Vipers in both those series too.
And absolutely, and we are seeing a display by the feature, the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra. And, you know, we've been waiting for it. It almost has seemed inevitable at some point for LP Montour to earn a win, and he is going to earn it on a very special weekend if he can keep it alive about a half a lap.
Didn't he say he was going to try and do this yesterday, that he wanted to take it to Ben Keating? And he has.
Absolutely. It's been a brilliant drive. This is exactly what he needed to do in terms of the points. He's got both Keating and Booth behind him at this point. This could be a huge day for this very talented driver.
He's just got to keep it together now. A little wiggle. Look at that. He's still pushing the car hard. It's not over until he sees that flag. And Gilles is right there.
Gilles ready to pick up, if any, kind of a bobble by LP. And, you know, one of the things, we're watching LP push hard, that little bit of obviously opposite lock saving the car. But when you find that rhythm, you don't necessarily want to back out of it, because then you can start making mistakes, yes?
Absolutely not. If you get out of your rhythm, all sorts of things can go wrong. I think this is the most nerve-wracking part of any race for any racing driver. Coming up to those final few corners, you've done it for all these laps. All you've got to do is put it together and into the hairpin for the final time. All he's got to do now is keep it clean.
Meanwhile, we're watching Mr. Booth in the McDonald's Viper sitting a very, lonely third at this stage. He's through the chicane, and now that's going to lead him up to that very fast section, the downhill sweeps into that hairpin. Here he comes. Great sequence of corners here. A lot of commitment and pace through here.
And Booth, wouldn't he be happy to be getting some championship points after yesterday?
Oh, without a doubt, to be sure. But the problem is the guy that's chasing him for that second spot in the championship is a couple of spots in front. Boy, this is going to compact that front of this championship big time. And Ralph Gilles right in the middle of it all at this stage. But LP Montour, the lights flashing. He knows it. He has done it. He has earned his first win in an amazing rookie season. Ralph Gilles comes across in second. Here comes Jim Booth out of that turn onto this final pit straight and heading for the checkered flag to complete the podium. Great day of racing, to be sure.
Unreal action yet again from the SRT Viper Cup.
Yeah, it's been just great. Here are the final results. Montour, Gilles, and Booth, the podium. Peter Kloot, boy, a third and a fourth as a celebrity driver in a one-off weekend. That's awesome. And Elliott Forbes Robinson, top five. But the story is right here in the points. Ben Keating still leads it, but it is Booth sitting in second, but look how close now LP Montour is. That's a great battle, and behind them, fourth and fifth continues to be intense, and we've still got 2 rounds left in this championship.
And now that he's won one race, he knows how to do it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a bit of a changing of the guard.
And I think you're onto something. Not only is he worthy, he is with Kuno Whitmer.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for that. LP, ta première victoire en Viper Cup. Comment tu te sens?
J'ai pas de mots, je me sens tellement bien, j'ai adoré ma course. Le départ a été difficile, il y avait beaucoup de trafic. Ça s'est super bien passé pour moi, j'ai pris l'avance, j'ai resté concentré. Je remercie mon coach Kuno aussi, qui m'aide beaucoup, qui me donne beaucoup de trucs, qui est toujours là pour me supporter. C'était super, je sais pas quoi dire. Wow.
Félicitations, tu te rapproches dans le championnat. Très bien fait.
The mentor thanking the master. That is awesome, and it's always good to see. And oh, here comes Dad. Fantastic. But of course, he had to hold off a very heady drive by Ralph Gilles, who now is with Kuno as well.
Standing with second place finisher Ralph Gilles. Ralph, you ran the fastest lap of the race. How was it chasing down the kid out there?
He's no longer a kid. He's grown up. He's really fast and clean. And we got side by side once, and he was super professional. So just impressive. It's a beauty to watch someone that talented. And I've seen him grow in the last couple of years, and it's really impressive.
Cool. Well done out there, Ralph. Well done. Yep.
Well, you can hear the respect and admiration in Ralph's voice, and of course, this is the kind of a race you enjoy the most. Clean, hard-fought, intense, and a great podium. And remember, Jim Booth there as well. This was a great debut for this series at Monticello Motor Club, a wonderful venue. Tom, what do you take away from it?
Well, I think the story of the day has got to be that man there. A big day in his career, and the fight for second in the championship really heating up.
And ironically, that championship will be decided just a little north and west of here in New York at Watkins Glen International Raceway. In the lead-up, you can check us out on Facebook at SRT Viper and online at drivesrt.com. Thanks so much for joining us here at Monticello Motor Club. For Tom Brewer, I'm Greg Creamer. We look forward to more from Watkins Glen. Take care, everybody. That's it.